Chartering a super yacht has to be the ultimate in vacation experiences, and chartering a Lurssen is an opportunity to enjoy the best of the best. Lady Kathryn V is one of the most successful Lurssen yachts on the charter market today. So we met up with her charter manager, Holly Reamer, to find out more about her. Softly spoken, Holly clearly knew a lot about the yacht and started by telling us about her history and her layouts.
Lady Kathryn V has been on the charter market since she was launched back in 2011. She's a highly successful charter boat. I think it's proven by how many repeat clients she's had. Not just the number of repeat clients, but there's been some clients that have repeated multiple times. I think one in particular, 6 years in a row, repeated his charter on board. That's a testament to both the crew as well as what they found on board, as well as what they have on the boat. So the aft deck is a welcoming area with a table that can seat 12. It can also be lowered to be more of a cocktail or coffee area. It's a super welcoming spot. They'll walk through the doors into the main salon, which is the more formal of the two salons on board. In here, there's a lovely seating area, comfortable for all 12 guests and more. It's got a great view of the Steinway piano that they have on board. It's used quite often, actually. People don't expect it, and when they see it on board, if they have that talent, then they take to it. It's got another nice feature where it can play itself, so you can kind of set it up while you're having dinner and have the piano playing for you, either by a person who can play it. I think at one stage they had a crew member that was very talented at playing, and she was used quite often. Forward from the main salon, you have a fully enclosed dining room with a round table that seats 12. From there, you have a lovely hallway where the main entrance to the boat from the starboard side is. You can also access the elevator from that area. On from there, you have a day head, and then it walks you through to the main lobby of the master. The master suite is quite grand with many different areas to it. As you walk in, you step into the library, or otherwise known as the office, with a very grand desk and seating area. You can then enter through another set of doors into the master salon, where there's again yet another great seating area, a nice spot for coffees or relaxing in your suite when you don't want to be near the bed. Then you go into the master suite itself with the bedroom with a grand king size bed. You then have his and hers closets that lead into his and hers bathroom with adjoining shower. A secret surprise from the master suite is a hidden sea terrace, which is accessed through a somewhat secret panel door. And you go through there and the sea terrace comes down, and it's a nice seating area for two. Perfect spot for aperitifs before you join the rest of your group before dinner. There's 4 cabins downstairs. There's 1 king, 3 queens, each with an ensuite, all very well appointed. The bridge deck is, again, full of versatility. You have the VIP that's situated up there, just behind the bridge itself, and then aft from there, you move into the bridge deck salon, which can be split into two. It is a seating area that can be transformed into a cinema, closed off. Forward from there, you have another seating area with a fully serviced bar, a little games table, and a great area for guests to gather right before dinner. Upstairs from the bridge deck is what's commonly known as the wellness deck, as well as the sun deck outside. The wellness deck is completely different from the rest of the boat. Quite a surprise when you get up there. She is white marble tiled with mirrors. You step into the foyer, which then has access to various different rooms off from the foyer. One being a sauna, one being a steam room, one being a full-service gym. Each one of these allows you the private space to use each area as you choose. The foyer itself, in colder climates, is a great spot to sit and have breakfast sometimes. Just from the amount of natural light that it gets in there, it's a great spot. The table's also been removed, and there's been a massage table put there, and it serves as a great area for massages and spa treatments.
Of course, most people will spend their time on a charter enjoying the open air, the water toys, and the fine dining. So I asked Holly to tell us about that, starting with the deck space.
Well, you have a plethora of options. You obviously have the aft deck area, which is the deck that you first come onto when you join the boat. Up from there, you have the bridge deck aft, which is most commonly used for evening meals when at anchor or on the dock. It seats 12. On from that deck, you also have lovely seating areas as well for hanging out after breakfast or grabbing a cocktail before or after dinner. Up from there, you then have the sun deck, which is another very versatile deck. It's enormous. That deck has seen weddings, it's seen music concerts, it's had seated meals for up to 24 people. There are 3 round tables on that deck, 2 of which can be lowered to create cocktail areas, 1 of which can be completely removed. There's also a lounging area with 4 lounges on that deck. It's also been used as a great yoga spot. This entire deck and every deck on the boat has the option of having awnings, so you can have shade wherever you are or soak up the sun if that's what you like. That sun deck can also transform into an open evening cinema as well. Forward from the sun deck is the jacuzzi deck. This spot is a great area often for breakfast or for lunch. If you have kids and they're hanging out in the jacuzzi, or if you're having cocktails after dinner, it's a great spot with a full service bar at. Up from there, you have the sky deck. In the sky deck, you really feel like you're on top of the world when you're up there. There's an enormous sun pad, a very favorite spot to sit at when underway, or stargazing at night when you're at anchor. You also have some lounges there and a bar up there too. In total, there are, I think, 7 areas to dine, both inside and outside on the boat. So you really do have many options. The guests often enjoy the fact that they can leave an area being used one way, maybe go to another deck, eat a meal, return to the same deck, and it's completely transformed into a different area. There's typically 2 chefs in the galley at any given time. A sous chef who then also caters for the 16 crew, as well as the head chef who manages the menu. I think part of her successful charters has always come back to the food that's come from the galley. He has recently had many guests come on board where quite literally each and every guest has a different dietary requirement. And he's got a knack for really catering to each and every guest as an individual while providing a meal for 12 people at the same time. He, I think on this last trip, offered each and every guest an option of 3 or 4 different things that they could have, and they were picking and choosing at the table, not beforehand. And so he's been very skilled at kind of producing anything and everything that they would want there, at the time. An abundance of water toys. They have a 40-foot Intrepid that's a chase boat. They have one over here for the Caribbean. They also have one stationed in the Mediterranean, so they have a chase on both sides. They have a 20-foot rib tender, which is great for towing, for skiing. They have all the norm from wave runners, 2 wave runners, 1 stand-up jet ski. They have an e-foil, a couple of sea bobs, all your towables, your skis, your wakeboards. Typically in the Caribbean, guests tend to spend a lot more time on board than off. And so that's really when the water toys kick into gear and the crew get into action.
Holly represents the yacht for charter and deals with charter brokers representing clients every day. So she has some good final words of advice to offer.
If anybody would like more information about Lady Kathryn V and what she and her crew have to offer, then please contact her at your trusted broker and have them reach out to me. To make that work.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.